Hello students, good afternoon and welcome to 3DS Max online training program at SaiCad Center. And my name is Setu Nandania and I am a Autodesk certified instructor. So let we continue our today's session day 6 class with 3DS Max software. So here I am sharing you a screen of 3DS Max. Please give me one confirmation that this Max screen is visible to you all or not. Okay, thank you. Before we continue today, I have one couple of questions for you. That have you done up to the day 5 our modeling task? See, we discuss all the modeling techniques and whatever techniques that we need to create a interior or exterior, whatever things you want to create, whatever designs you want to create, you can use that techniques to create that thing, right? If you are working with the exterior model, for the exterior model I simply suggest you use any software that you like, right? For the interior work we have some extra facilities over here that we discuss in this 5 days program, and from today we are actually going to work with the visualization module in 3ds max. So we have 2 days for the material, then 2 days for the lighting, and at the last day we will discuss about the camera placement and also some animations and rendering settings, right? So these are the our next 5 days scenario. And one more announcement that from today we have a continuous class, right? So our next lecture is on tomorrow, not the day after tomorrow. Our next class will be on tomorrow, right? So you have to come for the every day now for the next 5 lectures. So this is one update. Okay, so now if you have any questions regarding our last assignment or up to this point, then you can ask me, or we should continue our today's class. Okay, good. Because see, modeling is that type of thing. As you work more with the software, you will get more and more, right? It's never ends. So that must be practice. You have to work with that tools, so you will get the better idea with the modeling tools and techniques. So now let me continue our modeling task today, material class today. So first of all, here I am creating couple of objects, and today we will see how to create material, right? So I will try to show you as many options as I can. Sir, how we will assign different material to a editable poly object? See, assigning material we will discuss in our tomorrow's class. Okay, so your this question I will answer you tomorrow, right? It is very simple. We can assign into individual faces our material, right? So we will discuss that in our next class, right? Today we will see how to create our materials. So let me create some objects over here, and a sphere, couple of sphere we will create. And okay, so that's enough for now. But see, these are the just colors, right? These are not the materials. This one that you are changing from here, this is actually not a material, it's just a color that you can apply on any object, and you will not get a proper effect in the rendering when you are using this type of just simple colors, right? But before we continue, first of all you have to set one thing. So go to your render setup. So go to the rendering tab. Here we have a render setup and hotkey for that is F10. So for the first time I'm showing you from here, right? From the ribbon bar we have in the rendering, we have render setup. And for the next time we will use a hotkey for that, that is F10. So whenever I say that go to the render setup, you just simply press F10 key and you will get render setup dialog box. Right, so this we have a render setup, and over here we have to do some common settings over here. So first of all, make sure that you are in single, right? Because we just want to click a single image. Then in the area to render, choose view option, right? Whatever view we have on our screen, that will actually going to render. Now the render size, the image size, that over here you have to define. So we have so many standards over here. See, these are the cinema standards we have, right? 35 film we have. So the aspect ratio is as per the cinema standard. Then also we have HD TV resolution, right? Where our aspect ratio is around um, 9 gem 16, right? So that's our aspect ratio. And if you are in custom, then you can choose your own width and height and your own image aspect ratio. But for now, use custom and use this setting 640 by 480. We don't need much clean result over here. We just want to check our result. So for the checking purpose, it is fine with this much pixels. Okay. And in the options, you don't need to change anything right now. So just leave it as it is. And then we have email notifications, scripts, and at the end we have assigned render over here. So in the assigned render, see, whenever we are going to render any scene, right, we need some types of render engines, and there are many types of render engine in 3ds max. You might have some different option in your 3ds max also, right? I'm using 2016 version and I have some render engines over here. You also get so many types of different plugins. One of the well-known plugins is V-Ray. I hope you all have heard this word before, V-Ray, right? So V-Ray is a render engine that we can plug in this software. So we will get V-Ray material effects, V-Ray lighting effects, also V-Ray camera, and a V-Ray production engine, right? Similarly, there are many other types of production engines and all that we can plug in, because 3ds max is very flexible software. There are so many numbers of plugins the in the worldwide we have in the 3ds max, right? So you will find so many things for the 3ds max, but it is not necessary that it is directly given with the our actual software. We need to install them separately. And right now we are just discussing about 3ds max. So by default 3ds max provides you two types of render engine over here. Go to the production, and here first one is this one. See, that's I have selected default scanline render. right? And second one we have is NVIDIA mental ray render, right? If I'm choosing NVIDIA mental ray, so it will be current over here. See, this is my current, and now I'm going to choose again. So over here you will find the rest options. So our default scan line is now in this list. So choose your render default scan line render over here, right? For today's class. So these are the things compulsory. You have to do this much settings. First of all, output is single. Render area should be our view, not selected, right? Then output size should be minimum like this, 640 by 480, which is fine. And then go all the way down to the assign render option and choose a production engine as a default scanline render, right? So now we are working with the default scanline render. Now just hit OK and close. Okay. Now for the material, type M for material, and you will get this type of material editor dialog box. And actually we have two types of material editor. We can edit our material over here, and we have two types of formats to edit this material. This one, this type of format is known as Slate material editor, right? Where we have one Slate type arrangement where we put our all the materials over here, and we can arrange them manually, or we can provide the connections to all, and that type of things we can do over here very easily and graphically. But if you are using 3ds max for the long time before, so initially we have material editor. So go to the models, and here we have a compact material editor. So in the initial version of 3ds max we have this type of material editor where that graph is not visible because we do not have Slate over here, right? So this is known as compact material editor, where you are only allowed to show preview over here of the material, and whatever you are going to select will be in front of you, right? But let me use our latest one. So go to the Slate material editor from here. So this is the latest arrangement and much more easier to understand. Now we have chosen a scan line render, right? So in the scan line render we will not get any material, any single material pre-created in the scan line render. So we have to create all the individual material, all the types of material by ourselves manually, right? So for that, let we begin. So here we have materials, and another one is maps. So we will discuss about maps later. First, material. So in the material we have standard. So go to the standard, and these are the templates to create material. For the different types of material you have to use different types of templates, right? But to start your work, first of all, I am suggesting you to use this standard template. This standard, just click and drag and drop it on your slate, and this is your initial material, right? And these are the other materials also we have, but they are with the specific requirement and specific um, features. But this one standard is the basic material we have. So begin with this one. Then you can work with the anyone. You can check the effects of that materials and all. But initially start with the standard, right? So here how to assign this material. So first of all, double click on your material, select your object, and right click on your material and click on assign to selection. So now this material is actually assigned to this object. Now to see the effect, just we need to type shift and Q. So this is our render output. I am placing this render output over here on this side and this material over here, right? So we can work side by side on the both thing together. And also I'm applying this material to this sphere. So right click and click on assign and render it again. So we have this result now, right? Now let me see each and every options over here step by step. Just enlarging this screen. Now see, initially when you double click on this material, that will enlarge over here in your right box, and we have everything over here that we have in compact material editor, right? So just double click on this sphere and it will be enlarged in front of you. Now first we have our materials main color. So click on this diffuse over here, and this is our object's main color, our materials main color. So let me choose something else. See the instant result you will see on the preview over here and also on our viewport, right? So whatever color I am going to change over here, it will directly reflect on your viewport also. See, it is clear now. Okay, but the exact effect you will not get on your viewport. That's why we need our render output. We need to check that thing in our rendered, that how exactly we get the effect. Right now we just apply a color only, nothing else. So let me discuss the next options. Next we have specular. So for the specular I am zooming in this particular view, so you can view the effect over here also in our material. Now what is specular? So whenever a light source come or a lightings are going to come on our object, that actually going to reflect from our surface, right? And that will create a shiny area over there, that is known as specular. The specular color over here is white, that is okay, but right now we are not getting any specular over here, right? So for that, on the specular highlights we have specular level over here. So increase this specular level and you will immediately get the difference in your model, right? So we have a bright spot over here, see, with the white color, but that will be not visible in your viewport properly. We have some amount of a specular over here, but when you render it you will get the exact effect of the specular. So all the effects, if you want to check, we have to render it. That's why I have opened this render output over here, so we can immediately render it easily with the just single click. So this is specular, but for now this specular is so spreaded in a very large area, right? So it will feel that this one is the matte material. This one is the matte material, right? For example, this is my glossy type plastic material. So what we need to do, we need to increase this glossiness. So when we increase this glossiness, you will see, you will notice that our specular is going to sharp over there. right? Like this. So this part is looks more glossy than the others. See, now the that's actually our matte finish was there in the initial screen, but now if you view it properly, actually we don't need to zoom in that thing because this is our actual image size. Okay, so see the before result. Let me decrease this glossiness to 5. Now click on the render. See, this material is so rough, so matte in the feel, right? When you are viewing this object, you will feel that this is not a glossy face. But when you increase this glossiness to certain level, now click on the render, you will feel that this is a rich color and a very fine glossy finish we have. So if you are creating a glossy material, you have to increase your glossiness. Also, we have a option for this soften. So if you increase your softness to the 1, so you will get a crystal clear and a sharp specular at your geometry. Click on the render. To see these effects, we need to render it at every time. If you decrease this soften, your specular will be sprayed from the edges, right? So these are the settings for the specular, and also if you want a different specular color, that instead of this white I want a yellowish tick specular over here, then it okay. Now click on the render, you will get that type of specular on your geometry, right? So these are the effects. Then next we have a self illumination. So if you want to create a glowing material for maybe your television screen, we can say, right? So many LED lights and so many things are there which is actually glowing, right? So you can use this self illumination, and when you are going to change your color from black to white, so it will glow actually. See that from inside it is actually glow. So it will be a brighter object than the others, right? See the result. And if you make it completely glowing 100%, so it will be white object, a light bulb or light source, right? But actually he is not emitting any light. See, we are not getting any lighting effect on this object due to this one, right? But he is glowing for our image. So you can set your lighting effect for your television screen if you are creating, right? Or if you don't need, just turn off. Then the next is opacity. Opacity, if you are going to decrease, your material will going to transparent. If you choose it 0, your material will become a air material, a completely transparent material. But now we are not able to see that over here. So what we need to do, you need to turn on this background in preview. Click on this background in preview. So you will get some background on the back side, and whatever glass material we are creating, you will get the preview for that, right? But right now it's like a air material. So now when you are going to render this thing, you will not get anything over here because it's a completely transparent. Let me increase a little amount over here. let's say it's a semi-transparent, so 50% opacity we have. Now render it. So it is transparent but not 100%. Like this we have result. But we have nothing in the background, that is why it's viewing like this. So let me change our viewport a little bit like this. And now click on the render. Now see, from this object we are able to see that on the backside object directly, right? Now if we choose like this angle, see, we are able to view from this material. So that is our opacity. I hope you all are clear up to this point. Yes, you can use that to create a glass material, but I will show you a better option, not this one. This is just a beginning for us, right? So any other question up to this point? So I'm going to continue now. So next we are going to use some maps over here for our material, right? And we have some default images. So what is map exactly? Map is actually a image. So instead of this color, I want to place some kind of image over here for this material. So what I am doing over here, we have see one small box over here. You can click on that box so that maps will be open in front of you. Go to the standard map that we have, and these are the maps we have in our library right now. See, these are the maps. Wooden waves we have, tiles we have, right? And also you can grab your map from the computer with the help of bitmap tool. So we'll discuss this bitmap later. Let me add this marble first. So click on this marble and click on OK. So it will add a marble over here like this, right? And now this effect is not visible over here in our viewport. So what we need to do, so see, if you want to view your mapping effect on your viewport, so you have to turn on this option, show shaded material in viewport. Click on this. Now your mapping effect will be visible in your viewport. So now let me close this for a while and we will discuss directly from here. Yes, I am repeating. See, I am going to delete this map. To add map, you can click on this small box over here and go to the standard maps, and these are the maps we have. So I am going to add this marble click on OK, and that will be added on your material. And to see that effect on your viewport, just click on your material, select your material, and turn on this option show shaded material in viewport. If you are not going to click on this thing, so your material will be look like a color only, but it will be visible in your rendered view, right? So whenever you are going to render this thing, your exact material effect will be shown over there, see, like this. So make sure that you select your material and turn on this show in viewport options. Now let's have a look how to edit this thing and how to manage this thing. So this is a map. Map means a image, right? And this image is made with two colors, color 1 and color 2. So here what I am doing, see, just click on this map now. So this map will be enlarged in front of you. And here we have color 1 and color 2. If you want to change the position of this color, you can click on the sweep. So the darker will be brighter and brighter will be darker, right? So entire colors are now swept. Again sweep this output. And also you can apply some other maps to these colors. Now actually this image is going to spread on my object evenly on every faces, right? But I want to do tiling over here. So what I am doing, just double click on your map, and from here you can do your tiling. Tiling means how many copies you want to place. So for example, I want 3 copies in X direction, 3 copies in Y direction, and 3 copies in Z direction. So our actual material is going to scale in 3 by 3 by 3. Now see, we have 3 copies on this side, 3 copies on this side, and 3 copies on this side, right? So in this way you can scale your map. We will see the options for the scaling. So right now let me take 111 and okay. If you want to change this color, you can. That I want to take this one for the color 1 and want to take this one for the color 2. Hit OK. So you will get that type of thing. So if you are creating a room for the toy kids, and you can use this type of colors also, right? So these are the options we have. Now for example, I want to remove this thing, so just disconnect it and leave it away. We will use this later. Now the second option, how to add a map over here in your material. So I am going to show you the second method, and in this method just go to the maps over here, and these are the our maps. And for example, I want a checker box over here, this checker. So just click, drag and drop on your slate. So this again we have one more map, and I want to attach this to my diffuse colors. So select it and just link that thing. See, you have to click on this bubble, then link it to the diffuse. So again this checker box is applied to the material, this material. So see the effect directly. Now double click on this checker box, and again we have all the same options for the tiling and color sweep. So black will be white and white will be black. We have that sweep color option. Also we have tiling options. For example, I want two copies in each side. So now see, we have a one copy is made with the four boxes, right? So now we have total two copies in each direction. So this is our tiling. If you don't want to tile it, if you want to mirror it, then click on the mirror tile. So this is a mirror of my tiling. See, just a minute, turn off this. So now you have to remember one thing over here. See, this is black and this is white. Then must be a black over here and white then, right? But see, when we are going to mirror in U direction and mirror in V direction, so we actually mirror in both sides. So our actual object is this much, actual image is this much. See, this one is our actual image, right? So we have white, black, then again black, then again white. So this is a mirror effect. Same the mirror on this side, same the mirror on this side. So these are the mirror arrangement of our checker box. And if you just want a simple tiling, then you can use this tiling option. If you want to turn off this tiling, then you can turn off that from the tiling that I don't want. Then if you are going to increase this value, so your object will not going to create pattern, it's just going to shrink down over there. See, we turn off these tiling options, but we actually provide some value over here in the tiling. So what is happened over here, our this image is going to shrink down in this size. If you turn on this tiling, then it will repeating our object and provide a full material. So for sometimes if you have some kind of images and you want to place that image only at the center point, right? So you can use this type of tiling options. Now I am showing you how to bring images from our computer system. So this is another option. So let me disconnect this checker box and put it over here. Now the third option, to attach this material or these images, so just drag this diffuse from here. See, we have arrow but we have nothing to join. So when you leave your click over here, you will get this insert map button. Go to the bitmap if you want to grab your image from the computer system. So click on the bitmap, and here he will take you to your computer. So you will get this type of images at the beginning. Go to the other libraries. So we have only this much options. Okay, no problem. Let me grab one image from this. So for example, I am choosing this image. Click on open. and that will apply on your geometry like this, right? But I want to scale it down. What we want to do, I want to scale this thing down. I just want to place that thing only in the center. So select this map and tile it two times in X and two times in Y. But I'm going to turn off this tiling. So what will happen, that image will be there only in the center, right? So in this way we can tile our maps. So let me delete this. Actually this is not fine enough, so delete it. I don't need that. Now let me do some more combinations. So I hope you get this up to this point properly. Okay, good. So now what I'm doing over here, actually I'm applying this checker box to my diffuse, and this checker box should be in single tile, right? Now see, we have options over here for the color 1 and color 2. Now I'm doing one thing over here. Instead of providing this color, I want to provide one more image over here, right? And for that, for that type I'm using this dent pattern. So just grab this dent, and I want to put this dents in my color 1. So my black color will become a dent, right? So when you are going to render this scene, instead of this black you will get dent over there. Now for the white, let me use this one. For the white I want this map. So in the white portion you will get this result. See, so this type of combination you can do. Now in the in again this dent, I want to change my white color into gray. Okay, and in this actually let me delete this, I don't need that. And again take one, and in this color too, or we can use some other patterns also. So this vector color is fine, so in this color too. Now see the effect. Shift Q. See, so here we have a black color. Why? So maybe some problem with this. But I'm going to add a checker box in this box. Now let me see the effect. Tile this thing two times. Now it is okay. Yes. So we have this checker box pattern on the white cell and we have dent pattern on the other cells. So in this way you can create your own combinations, right? Now with your assignment I have shared you some files, some images that I'm going to show you now. So just a minute. So I hope this folder is visible to you all, right? So next we are going to discuss about the depth and some grooves that we need in our material, right? So with the help of these images, you have to create one material. So this is your assignment of today. I'm going to show you how to create that, right? With the other template also, not only with this one, with the other template also. So first of all, I'm going to delete all these things and let me create a simple sphere of some proper size. So create one sphere with the 2-inch radius, 2 feet radius, sorry, not 2 inch, 2 feet radius. Now go to the material, actually create two spheres. So select it, press W, hold your shift key and take a copy. Okay. Now go to the material and here take a standard material on your screen. Double click on that, turn on these both options, right? And then select your object and assign it. Okay. Now, first of all, I'm going to bring that all images over here and you know how to bring it, right? We can bring with the bitmap, we can bring with the diffuse or any other options, or the fourth one is just a right click on your slate, go to the maps and you can choose this bitmap option. So this one is the fourth option, right? So these are the options we have to go to our computer system and to get that images. So here I'm going into my folder and these are the images we have. Let me open this one. So it is here again, map, bitmap, second one. So first of all I'm taking all these images over here. Then you will get the exact idea about the this all images. If you want to create a proper material, you must have this type of images or you have to create this type of images yourself with the help of Photoshop or any other software. So here we have these are the images. Let me enlarge this so we can view it properly. So this is a black and white one, then this one is with the blue color, this one is with the red and black color, this one is just a texturing. This is again black and white image. This is again white and black image. So this is just a opposite result of this, right? So these are the two images with the opposite result. And here we have a black and gray image. So these are the images we have. Now see, we have so many things over here. Initially we discuss about the diffuse color, then also about the specular color and specular level, right? Then we discuss about the glossiness and also self illumination, right? Also discuss about the opacity. So filter color is not related with us right now. Then these are the next option: bump, reflection, refraction, and displacement. Displacement is almost similar with the bump, but it will create almost a new extrusion to you. Now see, first of all, we are going to apply our the main image into diffuse. So select it and take it to the diffuse, and you will get this type of effect, right? But see, when you are going to render this object, it will look like a very flat material is this, right? Let me zoom in little bit and then going to render it. See, these grooves and all that we are not going to feel, right? This depth and all. So what we have to do over here, so the next task, for the next thing, I am actually not going to render each and every time. So for that I am going to show you one more option. To see a preview of this box, right? Just right click on this material and click on open preview window, right? And you can just enlarge this window like this. So now you can view your rendered preview over here in this window, right? So that's why I place this thing over here. Now let me remove this for a while. So I'm just going to remove it, and I'm going to apply some black and white images now. So for the first time, let me discuss about the bump. So bump means whatever depths and cuts are there, we need to fill that depths and cuts, right? So for that we need a black and white image or this type of alpha image. So let me go add this image. So I'm selecting this and placing it into a bump, and you will notice the effect over here. See the effect, the grooves and the brick effects. Now it is almost visible to you, right? And this thing is visible to you, this preview properly. Okay, to control this thing we have a maps over here in our actual material. So when you click on your actual material, go to the maps, and here we have bump and its effect. So if you are going to increase the effect, you will get more effect over there. So you have to set it as per your requirement. Now add this main material to the diffuse. So the result will be different. See, in this area you will get notice that some grooves and depths are there, right? But instead of going this groove in the depth, it is actually embossing. These are the gray corners we have. It is actually going to emboss. Let me disconnect this thing. And yes, it is actually embossed, right? So what we need to do, let me remove this for a while and let me use this black and white image. So you will get the exact idea. See, so whatever portion we have in black is in some depth, and whatever portion is in white we have in some height, right? And this is the reverse image. Now see, these are the our white colors, and it is on the height. So let me use this one, and let me choose our main material on this. So now you will feel that these are the bricks that actually on the embossed condition, right? When you are going to render this effect, you will not get any effect on the viewport, right? You have to render it for that. Now see, these bricks are actually outside than these grooves. मटेरियल चेंज करने से वेट में भी चेंज आता है। यहाँ का कोई वेट नहीं है ना भाई, यहाँ कौन सा वेट है? See, this is our visualization software only. You will not get any technical information over here. So आपकी प्रोडक्ट का वेट क्या है, आपकी प्रोडक्ट का वॉल्यूम क्या है, ये सारी चीजें यहाँ पर मैटर ही नहीं करती है। आपकी प्रोडक्ट कैसी दिख रही है, सिर्फ यही चीज ये सॉफ्टवेयर में मैटर करती है। ठीक है, यह सॉफ्टवेयर बना ही है इसलिए कि आप उसे किस तरह से इसकी इमेज कैप्चर करो, कैसी वो दिखेगी। ठीक है, तो कोई भी इंजीनियरिंग इंफॉर्मेशन आपको यहाँ पर नहीं मिलेगी इस सॉफ्टवेयर में से, कि आपके मॉडल में वॉल का वॉल्यूम कितना है, फ्लोर एरिया कितना है, तो ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन ये नहीं देता है। ठीक है, चलो, तो फर्स्ट वी डिस्कस अबाउट दिस बम्प, राइट? And you will notice when you remove this main material, so in this white color you will notice that it is actually this type of effects we have in the bump. And similarly, if you are going to place it in the displacement, your object is actually going to displace from its position. So decrease this displacement. So this is actually going to change the shape of your object. But that bump effect, it is not going to change my shape, but this displacement is actually going to change the shape. So if you want to create some stones and rocks, right, so just apply a random image on the displacement and increase your displacement value, and you will get that type of rocky effect. But for the while we use this bump effect, but here we have this one. See, we are using this one because we have a perfect texture over here. Only one problem over here we have, that this should be in some depth and this should be in some height. So we need to invert this thing. We have two options for that. See, either we can provide some negative value to this bump effect. So go to the -30. So now see, these grooves are now in some depth, or just disconnect this, and you can use a connector over here that we have in our bitmap, that is normal map. Take this normal map and first attach your map over here, then attach your map to the bump. So it will give you a flipped result. So this we can say a one type of filter we have for the bump effect. right? So this is one thing that is fine. Let we do the same with the another one, but let we do that at later. Just remove this. Okay, now let we check the other effects. So we are going to use this black and white image into opacity, right? So opacity means our transparency, and whatever color carrying white will be transparent. So take this image into opacity and see the result. So here we have again inverted result. Whatever portion in black is transparent and whatever portion is white is visible, right? So let we remove this and take this to the opacity. Now see, these black grooves are now transparent and the portion in white is only visible. If you want inverted result, we have a image for that. See, now apply your main material to the diffuse. You will get only these grooves in your sphere, nothing else we have, right? All the other things are in opacity. Same we have self illumination. So if you want to create these grooves should be glow, right? So you can provide this to the self illumination. So this grooves is actually going to glow. Now let me discuss about the reflection and all. See, here we have reflection, and whatever bricks are we have, that area should be reflective. So take a image in the reflection. See, the portion we have is going to reflect. Disconnect this thing. क्या हुआ इसे? Then we have refraction. Refraction means our uh, glowing effect we have in the refraction. So just take it out from the refraction and take it into the bump map. And actually it is not useful now. So why this is going to hang a bit? Okay, now. So I hope you get the idea about this all effects, right? Properly. So here we have a bump map. So take it here and then here. Adjust the size of that. right? Into the material you can choose around 45, which is enough. Now enter your glowing effect over here. That whatever grooves we have should be a little glowing with the self illumination, and this is our main material. Okay, and you will get a completely different effect with your material. Now let me show you the another one, right? So actually we are going to close this standard preview dialog box. My system is not supporting me. Okay, now just create one more material. The one very well known and very useful template is this one, race trace. So take this race trace and you will get so many options like we have in our standard template. So you have all the same options with this one also. That's why I have created two copies over here of the sphere. So this is one and this is the another one. Right click this one and click on the assign to selection. Turn this both thing on, and now here you need to focus on one more thing. First of all, let we add this bitmap bump map to the bump where we applied. Just enlarge this whole screen and we will work over here only, right? Right click on the preview window, and this is our preview. Okay, now first of all we will assign this bump map over here and check it is proper or not. It is not proper, so let we revert it with this over here. Now it is fine. Now this before we go, we have uh, transparency, opacity, and also specular color and glossiness and specular level. So let we enter a glossiness with this map. So this is our glossiness. See, so whatever portion we have in white colored is more glossy, and these depths are not that much. So let we invert this one. We actually want that grooves are very glossy and like this, right? Now we are going to assign our main material to the diffuse, and you will get a glossy effect in this groove. Now we have one more option in the race trace material, and that is we have choose and take it to the, yes, luminosity. So over there you will get a glowing effect of your on this type of map. If you want to create a blue bricks, then you can use this one also, right? So this type of glowing effect you will get, but over here this will also a very helpful thing. So make sure that your glossiness is proper, and let me assign this glossiness to here. Okay, so it will add some more effects in our object. I think this red one is more suitable than that one. I like this most. Hmm. Now let me check our rendered preview. So take this both side by side. Shift F for your rendered window and Shift Q for the rendering. So this is our output. So I hope you get the some basic idea regarding how to create material exactly. So you have to work very hard, you have to play with all these options, right? So the main option I will repeat you at the end, that you must have to work, right? Then leave the rest option for the beginning portion. Then when you get more and more confidence in 3ds max, then you can create the other one also, you can use the other options also. It is clear now up to this point? Hello, are you there or not? Okay. Yes, you can. This is just an example. You can create wooden effect, cloth effect, fabric effect. All the types of the materials are made with this method. This is a method that I taught you, right? So you have some knowledge about Photoshop software also. So whatever image you have to create a couple of image with the same sizes. See, we have so many things that actually going to overlap each other. We have our main image, diffuse image, then we have our bump image, then we have our specular image or glossiness image, right? Then reflection image, refraction image. So on, except this main color, diffuse color, all the image we have should be in black and white color, right? That you have to remember. And whatever portion is black, that means do not allowed, and whatever portion is white, that means you are allowed, right? So first of all, you have to start or you have to begin with the same example. I have shared you this example with your assignment today, right? These all the images I also have shared with you. So let me take a high resolution image. See, this is a 4K result. So your material or your material image must be with a very more and perfect that what we can say detail, very high resolution images should be there as a material, right? Otherwise, if your material or your material image is not good, then you will not get a proper quality result over here, right? So now if you have any question regarding this starting portion of the material, then you can ask me. Yes, for that you have to go to the bitmap option, right? If you want to grab any image from your computer as a material, just take that bitmap option. With the help of bitmap, you can grab any image from your computer. So tomorrow we will discuss about the material library and also discuss about how to apply that material on the object and how to control that scaling, right? Because the scaling is very important part in material application. So we will see that in our next class tomorrow, right? So don't forget to come in tomorrow's class. So now if you have what is our next assignment? Next assignment in my your today's assignment is this one. Create this material. I have shared you all the images with the assignment, right? So you have to create this brick ball only today. And yes, we have daily class from today. These 5 lectures are continuous now, right? So this is our Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So these are the 5 classes we have. So see you tomorrow. Okay. Welcome.